Cruise news time, and it's going to be one of those days. It's going to be, look, we've got a new cruise celebrity making an appearance in Central Florida. That's good. Royal Caribbean banning another popular cruise item. That's bad. And then you know the old saying, there are no dumb questions. There's only dumb people. Maybe, I don't know if that's the saying, but after I tell you this story, you're going to feel like that should be the saying. And either way, Carnival says no. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for December the 4th. It's a Wednesday, December the 4th, 2024. Cruise news story number one. Like I said, we have a new cruise celebrity going to Central Florida, and that it's a cruise ship. It's the Celebrity Equinox, will be the first celebrity cruise ship to be home porting from Port Canaveral. Celebrity Equinox arrived in Port Canaveral yesterday after doing a transatlantic crossing. It's getting ready this weekend to start doing 7-night cruises to the Eastern Caribbean. Now, the deployment of the Celebrity Equinox is seasonal. They will be doing 20 cruises from Port Canaveral until April of 2025. And then there won't be a celebrity ship in Port Canaveral until later in the year, when in November, the Celebrity Apex will be there for a winter seasonal season. We'll do cruises from November 2025 to April 2026. And then later in 2026, the Apex will be back November the 26th through April of 2027. I think this is the 15th different cruise ship that will be home porting in Port Canaveral this year. So Port Canaveral continuing to expand, bringing in new cruise lines. And so celebrity fans, you don't have to go all the way down to Fort Lauderdale. You don't have to go all the way down to Miami. You'll now be able to go to Port Canaveral, which that's a big deal. Port Canaveral, for me, beyond Tampa, is the easiest cruise port to get to. So I like it. I don't usually repeat cruise ships, but I could see going on the Equinox again. It was a good cruise ship. Cruise news story number two: Virgin Voyages continues to be disruptive in the cruise space, and they're offering something new. They're offering a 1-year annual cruise pass. So you buy this cruise pass and you can cruise on any of their cruise ships on any itineraries from January the 1st, 2025, all the way through December the 31st, 2025. It's going to cost $120,000, and you still have to pay port fees and taxes on top of that. But the cool thing, for $120,000, you get your spot on any of the Virgin cruise ships, and you can also take a guest, and it doesn't have to be the same guest every time. And the other two more interesting parts of this story: if you're a travel agent that sells one of these annual passes, you get a $10,000 commission. And the second interesting thing there, and this may be a first, again, disruptive, Virgin Voyages, they're accepting cryptocurrency. So you could buy this Sea Pass with Bitcoin. That doesn't actually sound too horrible if you can pull off cruising a lot with $10,000 a month. Yeah, more expensive than probably your living expenses. But if you got the jack, that would definitely be something to try. Would you try it? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number three, a sad cruise news story. I don't necessarily love to talk about these things, but there was a man, 72-year-old man, that went missing on a cruise out of Los Angeles on the Ruby Princess. They didn't really know where he was at, but they've done some investigations, and now they feel like he went overboard. He's unaccounted for. There's not really much more to that story other than the Coast Guard did a search and they haven't found the guy, and Princess feels like he went overboard. I was listening to Doug Parker's Cruise News today. I think he said it was the 18th overboard this year on cruise ships. Millions and millions of people cruise every year. I think it's going to be like 29 to 30 million people cruise each year. 18 incidents out of 30 million people. Certainly something that gets attention in cruising, but statistically, the overboard is not very high. Just sad. There's people that know this man that are hurting today. So our thoughts are with them. But there you go. Our next cruise news story is about some language being added to the banned item list over there on Royal Caribbean. Under the heading of cybersecurity and deliberate electronic crime, we now see satellite dishes, routers, and other networking equipment. A pretty popular item that I've heard talked about quite a bit in the context of internet on a cruise ship and multi-device internet on a cruise ship is a ye old travel router. And of course, Travel Router, if you get it to work, is one way that you can get around the fee for multiple devices on a cruise ship. And it seems like maybe Royal Caribbean is cracking down on this. I'm assuming that the people that are doing the security intake as they scan your bag and stuff when you come on the cruise ship, they will probably be looking for these travel routers. It will be interesting to see if they start to confiscate them. And then they also have other networking devices. So I don't know what qualifies, but it does seem like it opens up the can a little bit for a little carte blanche. That looks like a networking device. Okay, you can't have it on the cruise ship. I get it. Trying to protect the money that they make off of internet. They've made huge investments in the wireless infrastructure that they have on cruise ships. They're protecting that infrastructure, protecting their profit that they make from internet. But yeah, it stinks. I feel like, as the price of cruising goes up, I would hope that the price of internet would go down as they try to get more and more people to stay connected on cruise ships. But everything's a profit center, I guess. Regardless of the motivation, I know that this travel router ban will hit some people hard, because I've had a lot of people say these travel routers are essential gear for going on a cruise. But while we're talking about essential gear for going on a cruise, let's continue on. We're right in the middle of the Christmas shopping season, so let me show you another piece of my essential cruise gear. It's this battery right here, 65-watt battery. I get asked sometimes when I'm out and about on a cruise ship and I'm editing or using my MacBook, how do I keep that thing charged up? Because if you've been on cruise ships, there's not always an AC outlet available to plug in your gear. Most of the time there's not. There might be a European outlet, but they keep those outlets pretty well hidden. Well, this 65-watt battery has served me quite well. I was just looking on Amazon. I picked this up back in September of 2023. It's a 30,000 milliamp power bank, 65 watt. This will charge my laptop and my phone at the same time. It's been a great battery. Here's the connections on the battery. Multiple USB-A's, you've got USB-C, you got micro USB. Another way that we used it, like on my Norwegian Bliss cruise, where my brother-in-law was staying, the bed that they made for him, there was no outlet over there. So every night we would make sure that this was charged up, and this became his phone charger. So it worked like almost another outlet that you can move anywhere in the cabin. So I highly recommend this. I'm going to leave a link for this down in the description and also in the first comment. And I'm also going to leave a link for a secret item. See what you think about that. Again, go check out my items if you're doing some shopping anyways over there at Amazon, and continue to do your shopping. All of that helps out with the channel. Big thank you in advance. Okay, I got to tell you about this request that was made on Carnival Cruise Line that Carnival said no to. I guess let me go ahead and quickly invite you to subscribe. If you'd like to stay up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Okay, I'll just read it to you because it's one of those, oh wow. Here's the message that was sent to Carnival brand ambassador John Heald. Need your suggestions for our cruise and our elf on a shelf. Our elf's name is Snickerdoodle, and he has been coming to our house for 6 years now. My oldest is almost 14 and is still totally into finding Snickerdoodle along with his 7-year-old brother. Both kids totally love him. We are leaving a week from Saturday on a 7-night cruise to the Western Caribbean on the blank. Can you arrange for the cabin attendant to put Snickerdoodle in funny places in the room and do crazy stuff each night? We have early dinner, so this will need to be done by 10 p.m. at the latest. But wait, there's more. Can the captain get involved as well? The boys would find it unbelievable if Snickerdoodle could be filmed driving the ship. My husband will bring it to the captain on the bridge on the ship. They would think this is awesome. What details do you need from us, John? Do you know what elf on a shelf is? So this is one way to coerce your children into being nice. You tell them that this elf is watching them, and then, he shows up in different places doing things, and it's a whole thing. Carnival, for its part, through the mouth of John Heald, basically said, look, it's a great request. We love you, but no, we can't take the time out of the captain's schedule to have your elf drive the ship. As far as your room steward goes, maybe one night or something, he can do something with Snickerdoodle. They're making a towel animal anyways, but not every night. I just love the sincerity of this request. Like, it's not like even could you, it's like, so what information do you need from us, John, to make this happen? Sounds like the parent in Willy Wonka. Like I said, there's no dumb questions. I mean, I guess the worst that can happen is they say no. I mean, they didn't even fully say no. They said kind of no. So, but isn't this too much? This seems like too much of a request for me. Like, you know that these folks are busy, and now you want to add some sort of extra hoops for people to jump through. I mean, surely. I mean, I guess it probably wasn't outrageous to ask the captain if the elf on the shelf could drive the ship. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Is this a reasonable request? Should Carnival have applied more vigor into getting more positions of the elf on the shelf with the room steward? Should the captain have let it drive the boat? I don't know. I would love to hear your feedback on it. Thank you so much for checking out this episode today. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget about the secret link in the comments. And I think for the suggested next video, I'll go ahead and tag our Celebrity Equinox vlogs. That was a great time. I did some juggling up on that lawn. Yeah, 5-ball juggling. Make sure you check that out. This is Tony for La Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise News.